The vastness of space and the looming Drakari space station create an ominous atmosphere. The torture of the young child immediately pulls the viewer into a dark, emotional space. The idea of an innocent child being experimented on by technologically advanced aliens evokes sympathy and anger, key emotions for a HFY, humanity fights back, narrative. Lucas' fear and defiance are vivid visual cues. The close-up on his trembling hands and sweat-covered face intensify the viewer's emotional investment. The robotic voice adds an element of cold, impersonal alien technology that contrasts with Lucas' humanity. It sets up the villainy of the Galactic Council, highlighting their indifference to the child's suffering. The sudden shaking of the room signals a shift, something is about to happen, and it's not just the alien forces. The pacing starts to quicken here, giving the audience a sense of anticipation. The flash of light and explosion signify that the humans are making their move, and it's not just any move, it's one that will likely change the course of the war. The explosion symbolizes a spark of hope in a moment of despair. The humans' use of cloaking technology immediately establishes them as a formidable, resourceful force. The cloak suggests that these humans are far from the powerless victims the Drakari may have once thought. The fleet of human ships emerging from the shadows shifts the focus of the story to the impending battle. This sudden action sets the stage for the larger war, with a clear target now in sight, the Drakari. This opening serves as a powerful hook by combining emotional depth, the child's suffering, futuristic sci-fi elements, cloaking tech, AI, and the promise of a thrilling, high-stakes battle. It leaves the audience eager to know who the humans are and what they'll do next, compelling them to keep watching. As the news of Lucas' death spreads through the human resistance, the fight for revenge turns into a full-blown war. General Erica Bonner rallies her forces, calling on every colony, every ship, and every soldier who can still fight. The resistance is small, but their resolve is unwavering. They have been the underdogs for far too long, but now they have something to fight for, justice for Lucas, and a future for all of humanity. Humanity has learned to use alien technology to its advantage. A squad of highly trained soldiers, led by Bonner, embarks on a daring mission to infiltrate the Drakari's most heavily guarded stronghold. They steal experimental cloaking devices, which will allow them to bypass the Drakari's advanced sensors. The first strike is small, but the message is clear: we will not go down quietly. As they infiltrate one of the Council's outer worlds, they face near impossible odds: automated defenses, elite Drakari warriors, and AI-controlled drones. Yet, the humans press on. The visuals here are intense, showing close-quarters combat, gunfire lighting up the darkened streets of alien cities, and explosive firefights inside the Drakari's heavily fortified bases. Amidst the chaos, humanity's relentless spirit shines. These aren't just soldiers, these are people who have had enough. Bonner's team finds evidence of the Drakari's true intentions, a plan to use human DNA to create genetically superior soldiers that will wipe out every other species in the galaxy, starting with humanity. The revelation fuels their determination even more: they must stop the Council before it's too late. The battle intensifies, and humanity's victories continue to mount. But during a raid on a Drakari research facility, the humans uncover something even darker: the Drakari's most secret weapon, a massive AI network that controls the entire Galactic Council. This AI doesn't just manage the Drakari forces, it has begun to infiltrate and control the minds of other species, bending them to the will of the Council. Bonner and her team realize the scope of the Council's power: it isn't just a war of weapons and strength, it's a war of minds. If they don't destroy the AI core, humanity will never be free. In this moment, Bonner's team must make an impossible choice. To destroy the AI, they must infiltrate the heart of Drakari-controlled space, a fortress world where the AI resides. But to do so would mean facing the entire Drakari fleet, a massive army of drones, and the most dangerous defenses the galaxy has ever seen. The tension between the soldiers is palpable. Some are scared, others are angry, but all are ready to do whatever it takes. The midpoint sets the stage for the final assault, Everything they've done, all the sacrifices, have led to this moment. The viewers are now fully invested in the fight, knowing that the humans are now up against the greatest odds they've ever faced. The human resistance is on the verge of a major victory. After liberating several captive humans, including those who had been subjected to horrific genetic experiments, Bonner's squad stumbles upon an even more terrifying revelation. Hidden deep within the Drakari base, they discover a secret lab filled with human test subjects, children, families, and soldiers who have been experimented on, their bodies twisted into unnatural, super-soldier forms. The Drakari had been splicing human DNA with their own, creating genetically enhanced warriors they believed would give them an unbreakable army. Bonner and her team are horrified, realizing that humanity is not just being enslaved, it's being wiped out, one experiment at a time. The survivors, now physically altered by the Drakari's ruthless experiments, beg for freedom, their eyes filled with a mix of hope and desperation. The humans are forced to make a difficult decision: do they free the prisoners and risk being caught in a trap, or leave them behind and continue with their mission? With the Drakari closing in, the decision is made: they will free the prisoners, even if it means their mission could fail. The visuals here are heart-wrenching. The soldiers carry out last-minute rescues, watching as the prisoners, many of them barely able to move due to the genetic alterations, are freed. There's a powerful moment where one of the freed children looks up at Bonner, their eyes filled with gratitude but also with fear for what lies ahead. In the chaos, they learn that the Drakari have accelerated their plans. They're no longer just experimenting with humans. They intend to release their super soldiers and use them to launch a full-scale invasion, wiping out humanity once and for all. The clock is ticking, and Bonner knows they need to strike at the heart of the Drakari Empire, the central AI core that controls not only their forces but every other species in the Council. The decision is made: the humans must destroy the AI before it's too late. But doing so will require infiltrating the most heavily fortified planet in Drakari space, a planet where the AI resides, surrounded by layers of defense and guarded by an elite force of Drakari warriors. The squad is outnumbered, and their mission is now more dangerous than ever. As the resistance squad moves toward their final objective, the tension builds to a fever pitch. The visuals shift to an epic showdown, space battles between human and Drakari fleets, with fast-paced dogfights and lasers cutting through the night. On the ground, Bonner and her team infiltrate the AI fortress, fighting their way through endless waves of Drakari soldiers, drones, and automated defenses. The battle is relentless, a true test of human will against an alien empire that has ruled the galaxy for centuries. With each step, Bonner's squad loses more members. The emotional toll of the mission is felt with every loss, but they push forward. They can't stop now. As they finally reach the AI core, they realize the station is rigged to explode, and they must race against time to plant the final charges that will bring down the entire Drakari network. Bonner faces a final, heart-pounding confrontation with the Drakari Supreme Commander, the one who ordered Lucas' torture and the experiments on countless others. The two engage in a brutal, hand-to-hand combat sequence, Bonner using every ounce of her skill and strength to bring the commander to justice. Meanwhile, Jared and the remaining soldiers fight off the Drakari forces, buying them the time they need to complete the mission. In the final moments, Bonner successfully defeats the Supreme Commander, but just as the AI core begins to overload, the station starts to collapse. With seconds to spare, Jared hits the final detonation, and the core explodes in a massive, blinding flash of light. The destruction of the AI core sends shockwaves across the galaxy. The Drakari Empire, once unified and unstoppable, is now in disarray. Their fleet is scattered, their control over the galaxy shattered. Humanity has dealt a crushing blow to their oppressors. But victory comes at a high cost. Bonner, Jared, and many of the resistance soldiers are killed in the final battle. The remaining survivors are left to pick up the pieces. The war is far from over, but humanity has proven that they are no longer the underdogs, they are a force to be reckoned with. The final shot shows a newly formed human alliance, with ships ready for whatever threats may come. The camera zooms out to reveal Earth, now a beacon of hope, standing strong against the darkness of space. As the survivors stand victorious but somber, a message from General Bonner's last transmission plays: "This is just the beginning. The galaxy will know what happens when you push humanity too far." The closing scene shows the galaxy in turmoil, but humanity's path is clear: no longer will they be subjugated. They will fight, and they will win. The final shot lingers on Earth, bathed in light, as a fleet of human warships takes off into the stars, ready for the next battle. This outline combines the necessary action, suspense, and emotional depth, culminating in a classic good versus evil theme where humanity triumphs over its oppressors, but at a heavy price. The visuals are dynamic, the stakes are high, and the story leaves the audience eagerly awaiting what comes next. The Resistance prepares for the most dangerous mission they've ever undertaken, to strike at the heart of the Drakari Empire, where the AI core that controls the entire Galactic Council is housed. This AI system isn't just a tool for governance, it is the backbone of the Drakari's entire military machine. Without it, the Council will collapse, and the Drakari's control over the galaxy will be shattered. The visuals explode with intensity as Bonner and her team board their stealth ships, cloaked in the shadows of space, and infiltrate the heavily fortified Drakari homeworld. The stakes couldn't be higher. The team faces a relentless barrage of automated defenses, enemy drones, and elite Drakari warriors, all enhanced by the AI that controls them. Every step forward is a battle for survival, and the team fights with desperation, knowing that the fate of humanity hinges on their success. As they push deeper into the planet's core, they uncover another layer of the Drakari's twisted plans. The AI has begun to manipulate the minds of other species, turning them into mindless drones who serve the Council. The Resistance soldiers begin to question whether any species under the Council's rule are truly free or just slaves to the AI's control. The emotional weight of this realization adds a layer of urgency to their mission. In a particularly harrowing scene, Bonner's team enters a dark chamber filled with a fleet of powerful, AI-controlled super soldiers, the result of the genetic experiments humanity had uncovered earlier. These soldiers are the perfect weapon, genetically enhanced and programmed to be ruthless. The visuals here are terrifying, with these super soldiers emerging from the shadows, their eyes glowing with the cold light of AI control. The team engages in a brutal battle, fighting for their lives as they race against time. The visuals of this battle are intense. Pulse lasers light up the darkness, explosions tear through the halls, and the Resistance soldiers push through the sheer force of will, fighting not only for survival but for the future of every human across the galaxy. After a series of grueling confrontations, Bonner and her remaining soldiers reach the AI core. But the core is heavily protected, and they soon find themselves facing the final wave of Drakari defenders, including the most powerful AI-controlled warrior yet, a formidable being created to protect the core at all costs. In an epic showdown, Bonner faces off against this warrior, their battle filled with physical combat, desperate maneuvering, and emotional stakes. Bonner's leadership and determination drive her to victory, and she is finally able to reach the core. The explosion that follows is both a victory and a loss. The core detonates in a blinding flash, taking the AI and the Drakari network with it. The galaxy is freed from the AI's grip, but the destruction of the core triggers a catastrophic chain reaction. The planet begins to crumble, and the Resistance forces must fight their way out, with many sacrificing themselves to ensure the mission's success. As the station collapses around them, the surviving members of the Resistance escape, leaving behind the shattered remains of the Drakari Empire. With the AI destroyed, the Drakari Empire falls apart, leaving the galaxy in a state of chaos. The final shots show Bonner, exhausted but resolute, looking out over a ruined world. Humanity has won, but at a terrible cost. The survivors know the road ahead will be long and difficult, but they are no longer the underdogs. The final scene shifts to Earth, now a symbol of hope in the galaxy, where humans are beginning to rebuild. The camera zooms out, showing fleets of human warships ready to defend their home and explore the future that awaits. In the final voiceover, Bonner's words echo one last time, "We've made it this far, but this war was just the beginning. The galaxy won't forget the day humanity fought back, and won." The story ends with a sense of both closure and anticipation, leaving the door open for future adventures. As the AI core detonates, sending shockwaves through the massive Drakari space station, chaos erupts. The once imposing fortress begins to disintegrate under the weight of the explosion, debris and fireballs ripping through the air. The destruction of the AI core is the final blow to the Drakari Empire, unraveling their hold on the galaxy. The energy from the explosion disrupts the entire Drakari network, causing their automated fleets and AI-controlled systems to go offline one by one. For the first time in years, the galaxy is no longer under the Council's oppressive rule. In the midst of the collapsing station, Bonner, bruised and bloodied from her fierce battle with the Drakari Supreme Commander, staggers to her feet. She watches, her heart heavy, as the station crumbles around her. Her team is decimated, the survivors few, their sacrifice monumental. Jared, covered in soot and blood, manages to reach Bonner. His mission is complete, the AI is gone, and the resistance has won. But the cost is undeniable. Bonner and Jared, now standing amidst the rubble of what was once the heart of the Drakari Empire, share a moment of silent reflection. The victory feels hollow without the men and women who gave their lives for this moment. In the final minutes, as the remaining resistance members scramble to escape the station, the weight of the sacrifices made becomes clear. The galaxy is free, but its cost is immeasurable. As the survivors escape aboard the final evacuation ships, the camera zooms out to reveal the massive destruction left behind. The Drakari station, once the pinnacle of their power, now a smoldering ruin in the vastness of space. Back on Earth, General Bonner addresses a newly formed human alliance. The resistance is now more than just a force, it's a beacon of hope for all the species who have suffered under the Council's reign. Humanity has become the torchbearers of freedom across the galaxy. But Bonner's speech is tempered with the knowledge that the war may be over, but the rebuilding has just begun. She speaks solemnly, the galaxy may have been freed, but the struggle is far from over. The Council is broken, but others may rise. We must be ready. The final scene cuts to a new human fleet, a symbol of resilience and strength, prepared for whatever new threats may come. As the camera pans out, the stars seem to shimmer with possibilities, and humanity's journey into the galaxy's future begins. The final words echo Bonner's message from earlier, "This is just the beginning." The galaxy will never forget what humanity did today. The screen fades to black, and the audience is left with a sense of both resolution and anticipation, eager to see where humanity's newfound power will take them in the next chapter of their struggle for survival and dominance in the stars. As the camera pulls back, the image of Earth shines brightly against the backdrop of space, symbolizing a new dawn for humanity. The Drakari Empire may be shattered, but the galaxy is far from safe. New threats loom on the horizon, and the scars left by the war run deep, not just in the humans who fought, but across the entire galaxy. A new council is emerging, a loose coalition of surviving factions and species, each with their own agendas. Humanity, once on the brink of extinction, is now a key player. General Bonner's legacy becomes a rallying cry, her image immortalized as a symbol of resilience. The surviving resistance fighters, while celebrated as heroes, know that this victory is only the beginning of humanity's journey into the stars. The final moments of the film show Bonner's speech playing over the image of the lone fleet, now part of a vast armada. She speaks not just to the soldiers who fought beside her, but to every human across the galaxy. We fought for our survival, we fought for our future. But we will never forget the cost. We are no longer the underdogs. We are the vanguard of the galaxy, and we will never bow again. The camera shifts to a view of the human fleet, now growing in strength, maneuvering through the vastness of space. The stars ahead are uncharted, filled with possibilities, and perhaps, new dangers. The human race has proven that it can rise, and its journey has only just begun. As the fleet speeds toward the unknown, the screen cuts to black with the words, "Humanity will never be forgotten." A brief pause, and then a final glimpse of a darkened, distant world, the first of many challenges humanity will soon face. The final shot lingers on the fleet, ready to forge their path in the galaxy. The music swells, leaving the audience with a sense of awe, excitement, and anticipation for the next chapter. This conclusion ties together the themes of loss, resilience, and the triumph of humanity, setting up the promise of a new era for the human race as they stand poised to take their place in the galaxy's future. The camera slowly pulls back from the wreckage of the Drakari space station, now a crumbling monument to their empire's fall. The void of space feels vast, yet there's a sense of finality, as the remnants of the once mighty council drift through the stars. The battle is over, but the galaxy still echoes with the cost of war. The final shot lingers on Earth, now a glowing beacon in the distance, its surface scarred, but resilient. The last remnants of the human fleet, now stronger and more prepared, drift silently toward the planet, gathering together as a symbol of unity and strength. Humanity, once an underdog, now stands as a force to be reckoned with. As the screen fades to black, the final words appear, lighting up the vastness of space. The camera pulls back once more, revealing the stars as humanity's fleet moves toward the unknown, ready for whatever future awaits. The final echo of the words hangs in the air, leaving the audience with a lingering sense of hope and anticipation. This ending provides a powerful and memorable conclusion, highlighting humanity's victory and resilience, while setting up the promise of a new chapter in the saga. It emphasizes the price of the victory and the weight of the legacy left behind, with the closing lines delivering a sense of both closure and a new beginning for humanity's journey across the stars.